Good afternoon, everyone. If I could ask you to all be upstanding for the procession as the ceremony is about to start. Thank you.
Members of the Diplomatic Corps, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, distinguished guests, graduates, colleagues. It's a truly great pleasure to welcome you all to RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences conferring ceremonies this afternoon as we celebrate the dedication and achievement of our graduates on this very special day. Before declaring open the conferring ceremonies of RCSI and the National University of Ireland, I'd like to first introduce the platform party. At the table to the front of the stage, from your right, we have Professor Michael Murphy, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland. At the centre of the table, Professor Deborah McNamara, President of the Royal College of Surgeons of Ireland, and beside her, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. At the row behind them, again from your right, we have Dr. Patrick O'Leary, Registrar of the NUI, Mr. Hilal Bahia, Vice President of the Association of Medical and Dental Graduates of RCSI, Ms. Anya Gibbons, Director of Development and Alumni Relations at RCSI, Professor Jerry McElvaney, Head of the School of Medicine, Dr. Judith Gilroy, Associate Director of Academic Affairs, Professor Seamus Sreenan, Director of Graduate Entry Medicine Programme at RCSI, Professor Arnold Hill, Dean of Medical Programmes, Professor Fergal O'Brien, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research and Innovation at RCSI, Professor Tim Spector, Candidate for Honorary Doctorate, Professor Tracy Robson, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and my name is Cathal Kelly, VC of RCSI. RCSI degrees are under Irish legislation, and they are also degrees of the National University of Ireland. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Deborah McNamara, President of RCSI, to come forward and address our graduating class and you, our distinguished guests.
Your Excellencies, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, President RCPI, Vice-Chancellor RCSI, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Heads of School and colleagues, distinguished guests, and our graduating class. It is my privilege to welcome you to the RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences conferring ceremony for the class of 2025. My name is Professor Deborah McNamara, and I am President of RCSI. Today is a proud moment, not just for you, our graduates, but also for your families, friends, and the entire RCSI community. You have reached this day through your resilience, dedication, and a shared commitment to the highest standards of healthcare. We thank your family and friends who have supported you in your academic endeavours and throughout your lives. Academic achievement is a team effort, and I know that you are very grateful to the people who have helped you to get to this day. At RCSI, our mission is to educate, nurture, and discover for the benefit of human health. Today, you join a community of more than 11,000 graduates in over 100 countries who are part of that global mission. You carry with you not only a world-class education, but also the values that define this university. The degree that you receive today is more than a qualification. It is a symbol of your determination, forged through rigorous study and often under challenging global circumstances. With this degree comes both privilege and responsibility to serve your patients with compassion and to lead with integrity. On this special day, I also offer my sincere congratulations to our award winners. These exceptional achievements are testament to your drive and your commitment to excellence. As you step into the future as RCSI's newest graduates, the class of 2025, I encourage you to hold fast to the values that have guided you here: respect, collaboration, scholarship, and innovation. You are now ambassadors of RCSI, and we know that you will make a lasting impact. It is our great privilege today to confer an honorary doctorate upon Professor Tim Spector, a pioneering figure in modern medicine and public health. Professor Spector is Professor of Epidemiology and Director of the Twins UK Registry at King's College London, and he is scientific co-founder of Zoe, a company transforming our understanding of nutrition and health through citizen science. Honoured with an OBE for his vital role in the UK's COVID-19 response, he stands among the top 100 most cited scientists in the world. Professor Spector embodies the spirit of curiosity, of innovation, and of impact that we aim to inspire in all RCSI graduates, and we are proud to honour him today. Echoing Professor Spector's commitment to making science accessible, relevant, and transformative in everyday life, we are pleased to be moving closer to the opening of our new Public Health Gallery at RCSI's latest education and research development at 118 St. Stephen's Green. We look forward to welcoming you back to your alma mater to join us as we welcome the public to RCSI for conversations about living longer, healthier, and happier lives. Finally, to our graduates, this is just the beginning. Your journey in medicine starts here, and we look forward to seeing the extraordinary contributions that you will make. On the challenging days, return to your foundations, to your training, to your values, and to the humanity that must always lie at the heart of medicine. and reach out to your classmates and the wider RCSI community. We will always be in your corner. My very warmest congratulations to you, the class of 2025. We wish you every success.
Thank you, President. We now move to the awarding of RCSI Honorary Doctorate. RCSI's Honorary Doctorate Award celebrates exceptional individuals who've positively impacted the world through education, research or service. As RCSI staff, we believe our graduates hold similar potential. We want to inspire and challenge you on this year graduation day to also make a difference. Today, we award the Award of Honorary Doctorate on Professor Tim Spector, Professor of Epidemiology, Director of the Twins UK Registry at King's College London. I'm delighted now to invite the 2025 Honorary Doctorate recipient, Professor Tim Spector, to take his place on stage. And I invite Professor Tracy Robson, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs at RCSI, to read the citation for Professor Spector.
President, it was with great pleasure that I introduce our candidate for the RCSI Honorary Doctorate Award, Professor Tim Spector. Professor Tim Spector is Professor of Genetic Epidemiology at King's College London and founder and director of the Twins UK Registry, one of the world's most comprehensive collections of data, providing a unique insight into how genetics, environment and lifestyle interact to influence our health. He is also the scientific co-founder of Zoe, a leading science and nutrition company that runs the world's largest in-depth nutrition study, the Zoe Predict program. His groundbreaking work focuses on enhancing health through cutting-edge research on the gut microbiome and personalised nutrition. Professor Spector's pioneering research has revolutionised the field of nutrition science, challenged long-standing dietary beliefs, and inspired healthier eating habits and reshaped public discussion on nutrition. Professor Spector has published over 900 research articles in some of the world's most prestigious scientific journals, earning him a place in the top 100 most cited scientists globally. He also has a remarkable talent for translating complex scientific concepts into engaging and accessible narratives for a non-scientific audience. His talent is evident in his 5 very popular books, including The Diet Myth, The Real Science Behind What We Eat, which first introduced the importance of the gut microbiome, and his book Spoon-Fed, Why Almost Everything We've Been Told About Food Is Wrong, became a Sunday Times bestseller. Additionally, his book Food for Life draws on the latest scientific evidence to offer practical insights and an easy-to-follow guide to healthy eating. To illustrate just how easy and enjoyable a gut-friendly diet can be, Professor Spector reveals in his book, The Diet Myth, that a very pleasant surprise was that the items I thought were naughty, but that I enjoyed immensely, like strong coffee, dark chocolate, nuts, high-fat yogurt, wine and cheese, are actually likely to be healthy for me and my microbes. Professor Spector has received numerous awards and recognitions for his contributions to sciences and health, most notably the DuPont Nutrition and Biosciences Microbe Science in 2019 for his pioneering work in the microbiome field, and an OBE in 2020 for his significant contributions to the COVID-19 response. He played a pivotal role in the development of the Zoe COVID-19 Symptoms Study app, launched in March 2020, which made a substantial impact during the pandemic, shaping the healthy policy and tracking disease hotspots. The app quickly became the world's largest ongoing study into the virus, with over 4 million users. Tim, we are delighted to welcome you here today to celebrate your outstanding contributions to genetic epidemiology, nutrition and public health. We are very proud that you, as a most worthy candidate, have joined our special graduation ceremony to accept the highest academic award of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, University of Medicine and Health Sciences, the Honorary Doctorate in Science. I now call upon the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Professor Deborah McNamara, to make the award.
By virtue of my office of President, it gives me great pleasure to award you with the Honorary Doctorate of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. Congratulations.
It now gives me great pleasure to invite the 2025 RCSI Honorary Doctorate recipient, Professor Tim Spector, to address our graduates, staff and guests.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's a fantastic honour to be here today and to have been given such a warm welcome, and really rather overwhelmed. The last time I gave such a speech was in Kazakhstan a few years ago. Is anyone here from Kazakhstan? Probably just as well. Because I wasn't feeling very good as I had to give my talk in front of 2,000 medical students, because the night before there'd been a special meal for the foreign guests, which included about 10 rounds of vodka drinking toasts. So I really wasn't feeling very well, and I'd asked for a special remedy that morning to try and dispel the terrible toxins in the alcohol, and they sent up to my room some special local remedy which was supposed to cure all these problems, which was a horse milk kefir, which was fizzy horse milk, which had been lightly fermented for about a week. Needless to say, it didn't transform me immediately, and I felt worse. So anyway, everything from here on in is just plain sailing for me after that event. And I wanted to just tell the newly graduated doctors a little bit about my career, which is very hard for you to imagine now as you're sitting there embarking on the rest of your life. You might have an idea of what you want to do. You might have no clue, but it's just useful to look at how other people's careers have gone that way. So my medical career really got off to a start when I was an operating theatre orderly at the Middlesex Hospital in my gap year before I started medical school. And on the first day, my first operation as I was holding the lights was an emergency caesarean section. And I don't remember much after that because I hit the floor fairly fast. And then later in the week, I was assisting in a hindquarter amputation and had to get the leg off the floor. So I had a really quite abrupt start to my career, which actually put me off surgery. So from that time, I said I couldn't fancy all that blood all the time. So I wanted to be a physician. But it took me ages to work out what I wanted to do. I was going to be a neurologist for a while because that seemed really brainy and intellectual. And then they discovered MRI scans, which took away all the fun out of it. And I ended up doing my house jobs and junior work, and I didn't like cardiology. They all seemed a bit too arrogant for me doing cardiology. You said, you've got to be really good to be a cardiologist. That put me off. So I ended up going for a specialty where my boss said, oh, come and do this, Tim. It only takes 6 weeks, and you can learn all the ropes. That's all you need. The rest of it is just a bit of bluff and psychology. I said, that sounds perfect for me. That was rheumatology. And that was great because you could inject people and, make people better and chat to people. And it was and importantly, not too many late nights, which was also important. So that's how I got into my first job in medicine, which was basically having a boss that I liked and I could interact with, as well as doing something that I thought I was good at, chatting to patients and getting involved and doing a little bit of intervention, a few steroid injections. It was kind of cool at the time. So that was good. And I became a consultant rheumatologist at St Thomas's and was very happy doing that. And I was also doing research at the same time because I'd got into research. I realized this was a good way of seeing less patients and doing less nights. And so that was quite cool. But I was always something in me, but it was a bit of a detective. At some point in my career, I did a career guidance test, and it said I should either be a psychologist, a priest, or a detective. So I ended up being none of those, of course, but it was sort of interesting that I had this wish to discover things. So that's when I got into epidemiology. So I took a year out. I did a master's in epidemiology at the School of Hygiene, and then went back and got a fellowship to do more epidemiology and do my thesis. This is after I'd got my membership exam as a physician. And so I always had this, and I did 3 years of research, and then went back and finished my training. And so I had a bit of epidemiology. I did some studies, got some surveys together. I became an expert in the bony spurs of the knee in osteoarthritis, which I thought was really cool because quite young I was this real expert in one minute aspect of the human body, but it allowed me to travel the world and give lectures in exciting places and staying in nice hotels. So that was really good. But then I said, well, there must be more to life than this. I can't do this for the rest of my career. So about this time, I took a few months off and said, what am I going to do now? And I went around the country asking people, if you're going to change career, what would you do now? So a few of them, this is about 1992, I think it was, before most of you were born, I guess. But it was, someone said genetics, that's the future. I said, well, I don't know any genetics. They said, well, right, what can I do in genetics that involves no skill? Something simple, let's do a twin study. So that was great. I said, okay, let's do a twin study. There were no twin studies in the UK, and I'd read a bit about how twins were really cool. You could look at identical twins, non-identical twins, match them together, and see if what was happening in the identical twins was more similar to the non-identical. Then you say, wow, it's genetic. And that seemed really fantastic. And amazingly, I managed to blag my way into getting a grant, and we started in 1993 the UK's twin registry, which ended up having 16,000 twins in it and is still going today. And that was really my playground from then on. And using the twins, I managed to start doing other. I said, if I'm getting these twins in to study into London, I might as well study other things, not just arthritis. So we did arthritis, we did osteoporosis, we did fractures. I said, well, I can do asthma, I can do respiratory diseases. And then I said, well, if we can do everything at the same time, we can measure anything. And so little by little, from being a specialist, I managed to study everything using the same model. And we were looking at everything from back pain, discovering that back pain was more genetic than breast cancer, for example. And even things that people didn't want to study, like nobody was interested in hemorrhoids, but I said, well, I can ask about hemorrhoids. There's only two types of hemorrhoids: people who deny ever having them and those that are telling the truth. So you could have surveys like this that do lots of interesting things. We even did psychology. We did behavioural studies showing that was genetic. We had politics showing that people who voted for Brexit, it was all basically due to their genes. People vote for right-wing parties. Also, it's their parents' fault. And so lots of fascinating things that got me into whole other areas of medicine, and meant there was no real barrier to this. But eventually I got bored of nature v nurture things, so we got into actually studying molecular DNA and genetics and the sequencing caught up with that. I had to learn that, which was always a bit tough. And then I had to I realized that genetics wasn't going to give us the breakthrough in common diseases that I wanted. It wasn't going to change patients' lives the way I thought it was. I went into something called epigenetics, which is how you switch genes on and off. And I thought this was going to be the big breakthrough and all the drugs would be coming that way. Each time I've changed topic, as any of you who do this will find, you'll get resistance from your colleagues. There's a big resistance in medicine to people switching around. They'd like to think you're a stable influence, you're faithful in that mode. But I've changed many times, and each time you get a rather frosty reception when you turn up and say, I want to move into this area. They say, well, stick to your own one. You know, we're full here. You haven't done all the training. You haven't done 5 years of work and a PhD in this. You know, this is not for beginners. But after a few months sitting in the back of lecture theatres, you get to learn the language and you can speak their language and then you get accepted. And I've done this. So I did this in epigenetics, and then I realized that epigenetics, the technology was a bit slow for me. I was getting impatient, so I switched to something else. And something happened to me in 2011. Two things happened. One was I tested for the first time something in twins that was different between identical twins. I was always interested, why are identical twins often different? Why do they die at different ages? They're genetic clones of each other. They have the same upbringing, the same parents, the same school, the same food, everything. Why are they different for things like cancer, aging, heart disease, depression, obesity? Why does it happen? So I was searching for that little needle in a haystack that would explain so many things about why, say, we're different to our siblings. Why does some family member get a disease, the other one doesn't? And I'd failed and failed to find anything different until one day I did a test, which was the first big twin study of gut microbes. And discovered at that point, it took us a few years to publish it, but I discovered pretty quickly identical twins have completely different gut microbes. They only share about 20% of them, which was amazing for me. That may not sound amazing to you, but it was amazing to me. It was a bit an aha moment. And I was, about a month after this discovery, was in the Italian Alps on a ski trip, doing ski touring, and I ended up at 3,000 meters, it was quite high altitude, felt unwell, and ended up having double vision. And as you guys know, if you've got a sudden episode of double vision that lasts more than fleetingly, there's usually the differential diagnosis is a brain tumor, multiple sclerosis, or some form of stroke. So it wasn't great news. Luckily for me, it was a minor stroke. It was an occlusion in one of the arteries supplying the eye, which I didn't know about, but apparently is much more common than we realized. It got better within 3 or 4 months, but my blood pressure shot up, and I suddenly worried I was going to die, like my father had at 57 of a heart attack. So this changed my mind again and suddenly focused me on not on epidemiology, but my own lifestyle factors. What could I do to live longer, healthier? What wasn't I taught in medical school that I really should learn now? And so that's what I did, and I did this as research for my book, and it turned out that everything I'd been taught up to that point about nutrition, particularly and exercise, was wrong. And so that really changed my life from a selfish point of view. So I combined these two events, one, a research finding with my own self-discovery to show that calories are rubbish, exercise doesn't help you lose weight, fat isn't bad for you, all these things, and that we should be focusing on gut health and nutrition. And that's where I changed again my career and said, I'm going to do the gut microbiome, I'm going to study nutrition, I'm going to write books on it, and this is going to be the next future career. And so that's exactly what I did. and got more and more interested in gut microbes, and in 2017 formed the company Zoe with some entrepreneurs, using this idea that we were going to propagate gut health and nutrition to everybody and improve the health of millions of people. And it's been a slow progress over these 8 years. We had a little break for COVID, if you remember COVID, and that stopped everything in its tracks, but we used the expertise of this company to develop an app that 4.5 million people used, mainly in the UK, to log their symptoms and track what was happening in COVID in real time. And that was an amazing moment for me, that you realized that you could, by using apps and things like this, you could reach millions of people and change their health habits. And this is really what we've gone on to do with the company Zoe that I co-founded, by moving from small numbers of people doing good things to trying to get millions of people to just shift what they're eating. And so this is now the subject of my books, that the idea is we want to help millions of people by shifting the way they think about food. Think about food not as calories, not as fats or protein, but actually how good is this fertilizer for your gut microbes. And so if there's one little message you get from this talk, it is how to if you look after your gut microbes, they'll look after you. And I've got 5 general principles in my books that I want to share with you that are good to memorize as rules for life for your food. Eat 30 plants a week, different plants, not the same plant. And a plant is a nut, a seed, a herb, or a spice. Try and eat the rainbow because they have polyphenol chemicals which are good for your gut microbes. Eat regular fermented foods, even if you don't like the Kazakhstan mare's milk. The other one is to use time-restricted eating. So you don't eat all the time. You have breaks, overnight fasting of 12 to 14 hours. And finally, reduce your intake of ultra-processed foods, which are the main reason our worlds are so full of disease and obesity at the moment. If you remember those, you can't go far wrong. So I'll finish there, and just do remember, one other final message is go and enjoy yourselves, go and have a fantastic career ahead of you as doctors. Realize that you can do pretty much anything. You've been given these amazing skills, this amazing confidence, and if you're bored, just change subject. There's so many areas in medicine that you can do that are fantastic and that will keep you happy for the rest of your lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Spector, for so generously sharing your own story. In medicine, we often see research as something to fill your CV. You've certainly shown us the joy and the importance of discovery and the importance of following in your own path. As they say, everybody else is taken. We now move forward with the opening of the RCSI NUI conferring ceremony. I'd like to invite all graduates to please be upstanding, and I call on the Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Dr. Patrick O'Leary, to formally open the NUI conferring ceremony.
Universitas Hiberniae Nationalis, Pre Honorables Cancellariae Totaque Universitas, Het Comitiae Universitariae, Hode Convocatus sunt, ut het mulieres maxime exime, et het viri maxime eximi ad gradus ad academicus admittantur.
This is a meeting of RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences for the purpose of conferring degrees. I will present the graduates in my role as Vice-Chancellor, and the degrees will be conferred by Professor Deborah McNamara, President of RCSI. I now formally open the conferring ceremony for the award of degrees and of the award of the letters testimonial of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland and the Royal College of Surgeons of Ireland. I'd ask the graduates to open the booklet at page 12 for the declaration, and join me in this declaration. I, in your name, do hereby solemnly and sincerely declare and promise that I will observe and be obedient to the statutes, bylaws and ordinances of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. And I will, to the utmost of my power, endeavour to promote the reputation, honour and dignity of the said college. I now invite you to recite together after me the Declaration of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. I, in your name, do hereby solemnly and sincerely promise and affirm that I will observe the statutes, bylaws and ordinances of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. And that I will, to the utmost of my power, endeavour to preserve the honour and reputation of the college. I now invite Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Professor Tracy Robson, to come forward and lead you in the recitation of the Graduates' Declaration. If you could remain standing.
I'm so pleased to be here to celebrate with you all of your achievements on this special day. This afternoon, you will recite the RCSI Graduate Declaration. The Graduate Declaration is a commitment to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your career as taught during your time at RCSI. In a moment, I will read the declaration out aloud, line by line, and I ask that all graduands please repeat each line after me, as confirmation of your values and responsibilities as future healthcare professionals. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of the patient will be my first concern. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will remember that there is art to my profession and my science, and that warmth, empathy and understanding may outweigh treatment alone. I will uphold the highest ethical standards and demonstrate unwavering academic integrity in my chosen profession. I will respect any confidential information that is entrusted in me, even after a patient has died. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and the patient. I will not use my professional knowledge to violate human rights or civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will abide by the code of conduct of my profession, and I will promote the highest standards of practice, lifelong education and research in the interest of human health. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. Thank you.
Sorry if I could have you standing yet again. and certainly not for the last time today, for the award of honours degrees of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Bachelor of Obstetrics, I present you for conferring. Prae honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, prosento vobis haus meas filios et haus meas filias, hui sim tam moribus quam doctrina habiles esse qui admittur ad graduam baccalaureatus in medicina, in chirurgiae, in arte obstetrica, honoro corso confecto, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I now invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in medicina, in chirurgia, in arte obstetricia, honoru cursu confecto.
Invite the President of RCSI to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you licentiates in surgery and obstetrics and graduates of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland.
I now invite the President of RCPI to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office as President, I admit you licentiates in medicine and obstetrics of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland.
I'm now delighted to invite Professor Jerry McElvaney, Head of the School of Medicine at RCSI, to come to the lectern and introduce the graduates. And please be seated.
Good afternoon, graduates from the class of 2025. I will now start to introduce the graduates from the School of Medicine. Noor Abbas. Abdallah Ahmed Abdallah. Omar Abdel Zahir. Mohammed Abdul Kadir. Frej Abdullah. Ahmed Abu Rezik. Rayan Abu Khalaf. Rehab Abu Saab. Christina Adesanya. Lina Adil. Daniel Ahmed. Rava Ezilda Ahmed. Zara Ahmed. Afnan Al-Farsi. Mohammed Al-Harmouzi. Haitam Al-Jadidi. Wasan Al-Keumi. Rona Al-Malahi. Mira Al-Marboui. Surah Al-Yayai. Yusuf Al-Yusuf. Wejdan Al-Zahrani. Faisal Abdul Wahab Al Abdul Hadi, Salem Al Ajmi, Reem Al Alawi, Imran Al Iyum, Ritu Alapat, Jumana Al Ashwak, Rahaf Al Awadi, Abdul Aziz Al Bahari, Essa Al Balushi, Mira Al Balushi, Shema Al Balushi, Alia Al Doki, Amwaj Al Daferi, Youssef Al Dosari, Saud Al Anezi, Mohammed Al Anezi, Salman Al Anezi, Fatima Al Faraj, Rawa Al Farsi, Mariam Al Gashami, Ali Al Gati, Yazan Al Gamas, Ramis Al Gadi Lee, Sarah Al Habdi B, Sheikh Al Hajri, Omar Al Haji, Imad Al Hameden, Hadil Al Harthi, Nur Al Hassan, Abdul Latif Al Habeshi, Ali Ali, Hossein Ali, Shirlissa Ali Thompson, Al Husna Al Jawari, Nizair Al Julandani, Muhammad Al Kalbi, Jawad Al Kasmak, Sana Al-Khater. Muhammad Al-Mawai. Omar Al-Mani. Suhail Al-Mansuri. Faisal Al-Mir. Reem Al-Matawa. Ali Al-Muhanna. Fawaz Al-Muteri. Hadi Al-Muteri. Shahad Al-Muteri. Fahad Al-Najjar. Surur Al-Neadi. Juma Al-Nuemi. Rahed Al-Otabi. Abdul Aziz Al-Otabi. Rian Al-Otabi. Yazid Al-Otabi. Fatma Al-Khwalaf. Nur Al-Qatan. Jasem Al-Qatan. Dima Al-Qarish. Taiba Al-Rashid. Min Al-Rawashdi. Najed Al-Riyai. Manar Al-Royden. Reem Al-Sabahi. Rinad Al-Seg. Saeed Al-Salami. Muhammad Al-Saleh. Lina Al-Sheikh. Muhammad Al-Shamali. Sarah Al-Shamari. Saeed Al-Shamsi. Lojian Al-Sharif. Muhammad Al-Shahi. Sheikh Al-Shahi. Maryam Al-Shueli. Khalifa Al-Shuwaidi. Mohammed Al-Twiji. Salsabil Al-Walid. Mohammed Al-Yafi. Saeed Ayeli. Shad Al-Zajai. Alam Al-Zarani. Michael Ambard. Dana Amar. Marcus Anderson. Marian Anwar. Parisa Aquilini. Khalid Arif. Muhammad Ashfaq. Tofunmi Ayeni. Siri Badri. Eshani Baral. Rahina Karim Basharboy. Miriam Basta. Anushka Basu. Laith Bedri. Sophia Bibi John. Sarah Ben. Anhad Bular. Omar bin Madi. Abdul Aziz bin Shimal. Nurul Jasmine binti Abd Shukar. Fianit Bly. Quiva Bulger. Megan Calton. Rebecca Carrillo. Dalia Chashin. Rihanna Chandavakar O'Carroll. Maya Charan. Sarah Charkey. Haris Chima. Michael Cheng. Stephen Clare. Mary Clark. Evelyn Connaughton. Edie Connors. Joyce Costello. Bethany Cushing. Lorraine D. Costa. Hossein Dashti. Niall Dibara. Daniel Devlin. Brooke Dias. Gabrielle Diebold. Sean Duffy. Mohammed Duebi. Abdul Majid Ekram. Abdul Rahman El Masri. Abu Bakr El Shade Rees. Leonard Elderi. Ayman El Hadi. Savannah Elias. Jennifer Engler. Bridget Etchingham Call. Eva Giuseppe Harris. Timothy Falodun. Sarah Feeney. Cian Fitzgerald. Brian Fleming. Federico Fossa. Adara Garcia Mestu. Ariana Golami. Mariam Ghonim. Catherine Glover. Smrutik Gokha. Mandy Grual. Daniel Hanlon. Claire Haney. Ronan Hanton. Kiva Healy. Hazel Healy. Turlock Heffernan. Mayasim Hijazi. Danielle Herbert. Andrew Herbert. Thomas Holmes. Anne Shu. Helen Hawang. Caitlin Hudak. Ria Husami. Andrew Hines. Mohammed Ishmael. Suzanne Ishmael. Danya James. Abiha Javed. Queen Jerry Onyi. Johanna Jones. Rakan Jody. Maeve Joyce. Malak Kabatilo. Mahmoud Kadam. Jemrod Kalan. Manmiran Kalan. Harshita Kamal. Idel Kanani. Thomas Carney. Connor Kearns. Ramsey Kilani. Mary Kate Kelly. Maeve Kersley. Ramin Khalid. Omar Khan. Ahmad Kawari. Michael Kirkin. Alam Koshnu. Lim Kai Lee. Natalia Lakic. Gauri Lakshmi. Haiki Lavina Lam. Adam Lang. Charles Lau Hai Hai. Hai Q Katrina Law. Niamh Lawler. Tiffany Leung. Liu Li Jun. Rebecca Lim Wei Chang. Sylvia Lorico Rapa. Jane Lochry. Croas Lunny. Cormac McGreary. Natalie Mack. Elena Michelle Tan Mayen. Edana Maher. Hunter Mangelberg. Liam Manning. Maxwell Manning. Uzma Maksud. Dionysia Mavritsakis. Caroline McCamus. Samuel McCord. Oisin McElhenney. Kate McGoldrick. Donald McGuinness. Rachel Jane McGuinness. Rose McLaughlin. Michael McHale. Samar Mina. Imogen Mohammed. Neil Maloney. John Maloney. Sorka Mooney. Danielle Moran. Maeve Moran. Leah Morris. Fatma Mudafer. Mulkara Muhammad. Anjali Murali. Niamh Murray. Stephanie Murray. Waleed Nabilsi. Sindhuja Naidu. Akshay Nair. Alina Nanji. Rahid Nasser. Mobina Naz. Avinash Nazareth. Arman Nazir. Inoma Ndubisi. Rayan Nitu. Dhruva Lilakantan. Colm O'Brien O'Leary. Dara O'Brien O'Leary. Ogen Nekwenje Odegje. Charlie O'Donnell. Oluwapelumi Ogunlowo. Emma O'Hora. Abdulaziz Okal. Saoirse O'Malley. Maria O'Reilly. Cara O'Rourke. Owen O'Rourke. Aisling Oscare. Michael Palayu. Stephen Petropoulos. Aria Pejeski. Julia Potoka. Cameron Pau. Tanisha Prusad. Dominique Prokeviat. Karyem Kwadan. Munib Quidwai. Mohammed Qureshi. Anaga Ramgulam. Marielle Ramsuk. Renitha Reddy Bathuni. Claire Reimer. Dalal Rue Aldin. Pasant Saad. Some Sedi Tabar. Jaitanjot Sainai. Hala Samaha. Cara Sampson. Ruby Sanufi. Tejas Suwant. Dante Scardillo. Max Schmidt. Grant Schutte. Killian Scott. Emma Scroop. Rahi Shah. Sidikwa Shah. Nader Shaltut. Zainab Shanti. Anushka Sharma. Marina Shatskik. Liam Sherlock. Noshin Shermali. Atif Cindy. Callum Summers. Well done. Annabella Stewart Miller. Caitlin Stitz. Eileen Tabasi. Isa Tabasi. Mohammed Tahir. Ulissa Takahashi. Santpreet Takhar. Abdul Aziz Taki. Waase Tariq. Theodore Taylor. Adi Te Bachwe. Adon Te Bache. Connor Thompson. Anshula Tiwari. Jade Tomyu. Wingtung Si. Onyedika Ukachach Wu. Lin Vu. Oditi Wadga Umkar. Panapa Wanich Naparat. Maeve Ward. Lorna Williams. Justine Williams Samaru. Benjamin Wong. Megan Ruton. Berlin Tan Yingshan. Rachel Young. That concludes the conferment of degrees and licentiates. Congratulations to all our graduates, and perhaps a special mention to those that are not able to be with us in person. So again, congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Professor McElvanny. I now invite Dr. Patrick O'Leary, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, to formally close the NUI conferring ceremony.
Honorables Cancellariae totaque Universitas, Carmonas rite confectus, queso facius finem heus, convocationis universitariae. That completes the NUI conferring ceremony.
It now gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Arnold Hill, Dean of Medical Programmes, to come to the lectern.
Congratulations to the class of 2025. You've worked incredibly hard to reach your conferring day. It's been a personal pleasure to see you grow, and I'm delighted to join you on this special day. I'd now like to invite Dr. Man Al-Wawashde to come forward and deliver the student valedictory address on behalf of you, the class of 2025. Man.
Good afternoon to our distinguished guests, faculty, friends, families, and the graduating class of 2025. I've gone back and forth so many times on what to say today. I've watched TikToks, top 10 speeches on YouTube, and maybe even asked ChatGPT for a bit of help. But honestly, I realized there's no perfect speech. So from now, if you think I have something profound to say that will change your life, I don't. Like Prof. Hill always encourages us, I'm going to keep it simple. First of all, congratulations to each and every one of you, simply and truly. This journey wasn't just about exams or mastering clinical skills. Just like this speech, it wasn't about being perfect, it was about showing up. Showing up when the mountain of work seemed endless. It was about staying upright when things got overwhelming. We all probably had moments when quitting felt easier, but you made it. And you did it in your way, through pressure, through resilience, through moments no one will ever see, but you will never forget. Secondly, this celebration belongs not just to us, but to all the people who carried us here, often in ways we never saw. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to the professors and mentors who challenged us, believed in us, and sometimes maybe even scared us into being better. To our friends and classmates, thank you for being the shoulders to lean on and the ears to vent to. To our parents and families, thank you for your unwavering support, your patience, and for pretending to understand. And for pretending to understand what an OSCE or long case even is. Seriously, thank you. And most importantly, to my own parents. You see, my mother and father started with very little. Growing up, I watched them work tirelessly, miss moments they deserved, and give up parts of themselves to get me here. So thank you for turning your struggles into my opportunities. My debt to you is lifelong, and this degree is as much yours as it is mine. So now, as we stand on the edge of what comes next, I want to tell you this. This degree is proof that you showed up again and again. The road ahead won't be easy. There might be long nights, tough decisions, and moments that will test your character. But when that nurse pages you in the middle of the night on your first night shift and asks you, "What's the plan, doctor?" just remember, you belong here. Class of 2025, it's been a privilege to be your classmate. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mann. Well, thank you, Mann. Yes, indeed. You and your classmates are wonderful ambassadors to RCSI and a great credit to your families. It now gives me enormous pleasure to invite a great friend of RCSI's, the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, Professor Michael Murphy, to address us.
This will be mercifully brief, but following the script. President of RCSI, Vice Chancellor, Your Excellencies, Deputy Vice Chancellors, Deans, colleagues, ladies, gentlemen, and graduates. This has been the most raucous, energetic conferring that I have experienced in 40 years. What you don't realize is that there was a giveaway. We know who the party goers were and are. It's in your record. Anyway, formally, I'm here on behalf of the National University, which is represented on your parchment by the logo with the harp. I'm here to welcome you into membership of the NUI for life, unless you commit a felony, where we have apparently got powers to withdraw that parchment. Congratulations to you. It's not been easy to get here. You have mastered complex skills and a lot of a formidable range of knowledge. It's been demanding, and you have earned every plaudit and party today. It is also right that we congratulate your parents, who can now happily put their checkbooks away. I include your partners, though they may not put their checkbooks away. Without them, you would not be here, literally or metaphorically. And may I also remind you that academia is a team sport, and without coaches, you would not be here. So may I ask you to acknowledge the major contributions to your success contributed by the faculty here on the stage. So, thank you very much. Well, they're going to stand up to you. Okay? Okay. Thank you very much. The fact that you stood means that you mean it, so well done. I congratulate Tim Spector, who got an honorary doctorate here, and the purpose of an honorary doctorate is to recognize somebody who should be a role model for you for the next 40 years. And Tim, you are a role model, so thank you very much. And the last thing I'm going to say is that as you are now moving out into the world, never stop learning. Learning has not ended. I need hardly tell you that unless you do, the robot will take your job. But wherever you go, stay in touch with your alma mater, RCSI, wherever in the world, because they will need your support in the coming years to support the new crop who will sit here in the years to come. So, I wish you every success, every personal fulfillment in the service of your patients. And may you bring honor to yourselves, to this college, and to the National University of Ireland. So have a great party, not that I need say so. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Chancellor. You're absolutely right. At RCSI, we are different. Thank you. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and it certainly takes a big team to raise a medical student. I'd like to firstly congratulate the class of 2025, to thank our RCSI colleagues, our professional and academic staff who've helped you on your journey. And I'd like to, one more time, to ask you to stand up, turn around, face your parents, families and supporters, and acknowledge their great contribution to your success today. Thank you. Thank you. We would like to ask our graduates to stay in the hall for the class photograph. we'd like to invite your family and friends to join us for a reception in the concourse. And now, if I could please ask you to be upstanding for the outward procession. Thank you.